What does her work matters mean to you?
Two Black women navigating their journeys, sharing their experiences,
creating a safe space,
and being authentic.
Rooted in abundance and evolution.
Welcome to the pod.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode
of Her Work Matters.
Y'all, this one we was doing light at first, but we about to get a little, deep. You know, we about to talk about, we really about to get into the trauma of it all now.
Yes.
Last episode I told y'all to hold on.
Pause
on it.
Stop. You know, like when you took a test and
Stop. Get your two steps.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
girl, stop.
Yo, geez.
Now I can't get out my hair.
Okay. I know, let's keep it playing now. And then you had to put the pencils down. I could just see them. Like, woo, it's time to eat my crackers and my snacks. Woo. Okay, let's get serious, y'all. This is a serious episode. We're talking about severe trauma.
So this episode is about how trauma can stunt your emotional growth. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start off by saying that I have lived this life. Like, I've seen this happen. First of all, I've lived it for me because I feel like trauma has definitely stunted my emotional development, which I'm gonna start working on now that I think for me, I always knew that, but I was trying to pinpoint what age I was at.
Yeah.
I think I got it. I'm a teenager.
Mm-hmm. Cause the way
like, I'm 26, but emotionally I'm 16. Like, pretty much, like, the situation that happened when I was 16 just slapped me in the face and in my mind, and I haven't been able to come past. Like, I feel like I've moved past it, but not internally. Okay, so emotional growth. Ooh, I'm trying to choose my words wisely. Emotional growth can really be stunted. Also, not just by trauma, but by what you had going on in the times that you were supposed to be developing, like during your childhood, like
what was lacking or what was missing a little bit.
Yes. So I feel like for me, I was being neglected in the emotional department. Like, I wasn't a bad child, but I definitely feel like I acted out because I didn't get the attention that I feel like I needed. And I acted out because I felt like nobody really paid attention to me unless I was performing, unless I'm at church, unless I'm getting good grades, unless I'm doing something that's beneficial to the look
of how I am, look good,
what I'm supposed to be as a child. So yeah, that's my little spiel so far. I'm gonna let you.
I agree with what you're saying. I feel like I've always said that. Like, I feel like I've really said that for years. I don't feel my age. I feel like I'm 16. Like, y'all can't tell me I'm not a 24-year-old, 16-year-old. Like, you can't tell me I'm not,
for real.
Because I just feel like that's where I am, and I feel like I'm kind of there because I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I have a mix of, I've had things that I felt were traumatizing, but I don't know if I really categorized them as traumatizing. I just categorize them like, okay, these are just things that happen when you need, like, you know, life is happening, you're growing up, you know. I kind of feel like somewhat I kind of grew up a little fast because I've always been around people that's older than me. I graduated high school at 16, going into college at 16. It's just like, you know, a lot happened fast. I just thought it was just, you know, these are parts supposed to go a part of life. Not thinking about, like, maybe I'm missing out on some things, or even thinking like, you know, no, maybe that wasn't supposed to happen, or you didn't have to always feel like you had to be strong person, because I was that person. I like even like stuff like crying. I realized goes into that for me. I feel like that was just something I'm like, no, I'm not gonna show nobody I'm weak. Ain't nobody got time. Like we gotta keep it pushing.
Okay.
Let's go. Like we have things to get done, and that's always coming to my mind. So we got things to get done. Cry about it later. And so I feel like a lot of things that I felt were traumatizing, I just kind of like push down.
Yeah.
So I even sometimes be like, I don't even know. I don't know. I be trying to figure out some things that happen or remember parts of my childhood that are happier, because it's like I just remember being focused and trying to get through life, because I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing. I thought I was supposed to just be. I don't think I really was taking the time to like want to be a kid. I was always practicing to kind of be an adult. I was always practicing to be grown. Like I feel like I was like, not even that like nobody was doing that to me. Like I don't feel like my mom was raising me to prepare. Like of course she's preparing me to like, you know, when I need to grow up and stuff, but it wasn't like me. I'm already thinking of what I want to be when I'm an adult, or how I'm gonna be, or how I operated in that as a child already. That's why I thought I was so mature for your age, and you're so grown. Like so I'm walking in that, and I was. So I felt like I know I'm not one of the adults, but I have good sense, and I understand. I am
thinking like you.
Okay, I am, and I feel like that just kind of made me not realize a lot of the things that may have made me feel some type of way. I just pushed it off as like, that's just what happens with life, sweet. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Okay.
You know?
This is what everybody's going through.
Yes, like, everybody got something to be feeling sad for you, because somebody else got a sad story too.
Ooh. Yeah. And I've told
Yes.
I think that's part of why it took me a long time to be able to be aware of my trauma, because of that. Everybody got their own stuff. Like, why is my stuff
more important
than everybody else's stuff? But it's more important because it's your stuff. Like,
yes, and I show up like that with other people sometimes too. Like, sometimes I'm not as maybe sympathetic or empathetic as I could be, because I'm just like, okay, I understand this is happening to you, but this is happening to other people as well. You need to come on. We ain't got no choice but to get up. Like, what we gonna do? Lay here? And sometimes people, like, it's not that they're just gonna lay there, but sometimes they do want to be able to feel what they feel, and then be like, okay, let me process it, and now let me work it. Where I'm just like, what's the next step? We need to be moving. Yeah. Yes. And it's not like that for everybody. And I've had to learn to revert back and learn those skills of being softer, because I wasn't necessarily a soft child, or definitely not a soft teenager. And now I'm trying to be a youngin. Okay. Very much so. So now I'm trying to learn to be a softer adult woman, and it's, you know, it's a learning curve a little bit, because I probably should have like learned that earlier.
You probably should have, but however, it's hard for you to be taught things that you don't know. Yes. And also the person before you didn't know. Yes. So you can't learn stuff that nobody around you ever knew.
Exactly. And especially, I feel like, especially coming from like my family, my family is very women dominated. Like it is women everywhere, and it's a lot of us, and so I feel like it is that thing also, like, yes, that's why I've never had an issue with being independent. Like I've had an issue depending on people, because I know I can take care of myself. I know what I need to do. I can be about my business. That's what I've been taught my whole life growing up. So having to rely or depend or trust somebody to, you know, be able to show up for you how you want them to takes learning too, because again, you don't have those little soft parts. It's like you used to just having to do it yourself, and you having to get these soft parts. It's like, okay,
like this is
okay. Like, even though it should be easy, it should be like open and welcome, but it's like, woo,
it feel worse than the bad.
Yeah, it's like, because if I do it, I'll be fine, and I don't have to worry about not having it.
What does it feel like to be okay?
Yes, so I know I'm gonna be okay. So it's just like I want to make sure I'm doing that. I feel like that is trauma, because why was there never a man in like any of these women around these women that's like, you know, that they can rely on? Like I don't, you know, Lord. I mean, I have
what you're saying though.
Okay, like
it's hard.
There was no. I feel like for my mom and my aunts and my grandmother, the women who raised me, there was no man in their life growing up like with my grandmother that I feel like they could really depend on. So us growing up, we're learning from women. So they're teaching us how they have had to live. So when it comes to like, it's not that I don't, well, not me, but I'm saying, I understand why it's hard for them to like rely or respect a man because it's like they've done it so long for themselves. I don't have a problem doing that, but I have had an issue with relying because it's like I can just do it myself. I'm okay with doing it myself because what I've been taught.
That's what I know to do.
Not that I don't want to or I can't trust you. It's just I'm used to doing it myself, so why not? And it's like, you know, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to carry the burden all alone. We shouldn't have to be the ones always making sure we're good. We should be able to rely on the people.
We should be able to.
Like, but again, I feel like that's trauma that I didn't even realize was like trauma because it's like emotionally I'm fine, but it's like, girl, no, because you feel like you're the only person you can depend on emotionally. So when you really are going through something, you are really going through it alone because you have never given anybody the room to take up that space because you're so used to
being just right here with me. You know, I'm gonna figure it out by myself. I got it. I'm gonna figure it out.
That's why I was like, this could just, this is.
I can figure it out. But I do want to circle back around to the point that I was saying. Like you saying that you wanting to do better, but you not knowing. You simply don't know what you don't know. And for me, I think growing up, I grew up with two parents that didn't know. Like they just didn't know. Like the emotional part of the emotional aspect of being a parent and also them being children once and not getting the emotional things that they needed as kids. You can't give that to me if you never got it. You never got it. Like I feel like if for a while I used to give my dad, no. I used to give both of my parents grace. Okay, let me switch it up. I used to beat them up a lot because I'm like, you're a parent. Why wouldn't you? You should know better. You should know better because you're the parent. Like, you decided to take on this role. Like, I didn't ask to be here. You should know how to be a somewhat decent parent. Like, I mean, I'm not throwing my parents under the bus. I'm not. If y'all watch, cause they don't be watching the whole episode, they be watching the clips. But if y'all just so happen to click on this one, I'm not throwing you under the bus. And any of my family listening, do not play this to my parents as if I'm throwing them under the bus because I'm not. But this is my truth. Like I have to be able to live and
this is the space for that for to be able to have those conversations.
Thank you. And this is the space that we have created for this. So if
we're going to operate in that. We're going to operate.
We are, and if you feel uncomfortable, then you can, tap off this video. This one ain't for you. But my parents weren't like, they were very goal oriented, very task driven, which is why I literally deal with all of these things now. Like everything being motivate, like I have to be driven by task or to do, or it has to be a list. It has to be
for something on the other end for me. Like I have a reason to want to
do something, and so that's all they knew. Like work, that kind of thing, like performance. That was what was instilled in me the most. So the emotional part that got thrown to the side. Like honestly, if I cried too much, I got sent to my room. Like I got sent to my room with the door closed and got told I was doing too much. Like my emotions were shut down so much as first of all, starting off as a child, like elementary school, like because that's when I'm trying to figure out what I got going on the most. What are these things?
I don't even know.
I don't know what these things are.
I've never been here before.
Only thing I really knew was anger.
All I know is I'm angry.
I'm angry.
Because
I'm mad.
When I act a certain way, these type of people respond, they stop, don't be like that. So it's like, that is making me angry.
It's making me angry.
So that's my main one is angry.
That's all I know. I know anger. I know that.
Yes.
I know happy anger and sad. That's about all I know. I don't know frustration. So like, even if I'm not mad, everything is mad, everything is angry.
Yes, that's the only word
And
I'm using.
Yes, and I just got out of that, like that emotional stunt of, you are not angry,
yes.
girl. You are not angry. You might be frustrated. Something may be irritating you, but to just go ahead and say you angry,
that's too far.
That's too far.
Too far.
Because being angry is a big emotion. Like that's just not like.
And you keep saying that, it's like,
and
now
you
I really
fueling yourself up to be angry when
Yeah.
you're not even angry for real. So these people could not teach me none of this stuff. Like they couldn't. Like I think even sitting here right now, I'm getting upset thinking about it, because it's like, why didn't y'all know better? But I just have to keep reminding myself that they don't know what they didn't know.
Yes. I feel like I can relate to that with like my biological dad, because I feel like I definitely was more angry to him, and I put more of the like, well, you should know better because you chose to have a kid like this way, like you said. And I felt like I didn't bring no grace. And I feel like I'm being serious.
No, I know you're being serious.
I didn't bring no grace. I was like, you should know better. Even to the point where I'm talking like, you know, I know better than you know better. And I ain't, you know, I'm talking, and I feel like now I'm getting to a point where I'm like, okay, yes, the feelings you have are real, but you also have to understand, when I look at his parents, his dynamics, that side of my family, I'm like, okay, I have to grant some grace because you literally don't know and didn't have no tools. You were not ready for what you were getting yourself into. And I feel like a lot of the times I was so angry at him because I felt more grace for my mama. The fact that I was like, well, that's not fair that she had to do it by herself. She didn't ask to do that. And so for me, it was anger for that too. Like, oh, so you think you can just and you think you have no response? No. And that's why that I also have very strong opinions on stuff in that area too, because it's like I've been that, and I am that child that is like dealing with that because of a parent who just decided, you know, I don't know, and I'm not going to. So for me, that's not an excuse. So I'm learning to have grace, as well as like knowing that what I felt was valid. But it's like, it's hard because I didn't ask to be here. And I didn't ask for you to be the parent.
Okay.
And I didn't ask to have to deal with this, because now I can't put it on you. I do have to deal with this. And I don't even have the tools to deal with it, because you have no tools to give me.
Now
and it's frustrating. I gotta
go
go figure it out, and now I gotta go rehash all this with someone else, because I can't figure it out on my own. That's clearly been getting me nowhere.
None.
So then that just starts to bring up other feelings, because now when you're talking about it with somebody else, it's like, I need a therapist. That's who you need to be talking to.
Okay, that's
who you need to be talking to. It's like you start to feel other things, because talking about it brings up other things that you didn't really think about before. It's like, now I'm feeling even more angry, and now I'm sad, and now I'm hurt, and it's like, why am I hurt by this? Because I shouldn't be, but it's like, no, you should be, and it's like, then that's a battle. And then it's like all these emotional feelings come up, and when you don't know the words for it, I'm angry.
I'm angry.
Because I don't have the words. All I know is,
just put it up under
I'm angry.
I'm feeling something.
And it's like, and I feel like the worst part is when you're trying to, because I feel like for me, I've tried to ask him and talk to him about things, and it's like, it gets me nowhere. And that's even more frustrating, because it's like, you can't even see what you've done or what you've caused to even say I'm sorry, or to even try to see from my perspective of, I'm upset with you. You're just trying to defend yourself as I was doing the best I could, or I know I should have done this, but I didn't. It's like,
well, first of all, were you doing the best you could? And if you were doing the best you could, I'm not beating you up for that. I'm saying that these are things that could have been better.
Yes.
And I think,
because how would you know if I didn't tell you? Because you think you were doing what was right, but I was the person on the receiving end who really had to deal with it. So you can't tell me it was right for me. You can't tell me that this is the way I want to, that I should continue, and I should just accept this because of the role or the title you had in my life.
I did. I've been doing that for years.
And it's all because of a title. When it really comes down to it, it's because of the title of parent and child. It's because of the title. What about the fact
Take the
that
title
we are
off.
2 human beings?
That's what I'm about to say. Take the title off. We're both human. I feel like the conversation would flow so much better if we take the titles off.
Yes.
Let's take away the fact that I'm your child and you're my parent. Let's
look
view
at me
this
as a grown woman.
Let's go there first.
Let's go there first.
You gotta view me as an adult.
You have to see me as an adult first before you accept the woman I am. You can't even get to know the woman I am if you don't accept the adult that I am.
You can't. Because every time you see me, I'm a teenager. Every time I show up,
that's how you
teenager.
interact with me. So now she's showing up.
Yep.
Because that's how
and
you
you wondering why.
You don't even get to meet that new part of me.
You don't even know me. I'm 10 years past 16. You don't even know me at 26. You still know the person that was staying at your house? That's crazy.
And you know a 9-year-old probably.
And that's even more wild.
Worse. You don't even know the teenager. You don't even know the teenager. You know the child.
I'm not even. Ooh,
you know the kid.
God.
You don't even know.
You don't know your
anything.
child.
You don't
at
know
all.
because you ain't
past or
taking time.
present.
But it's like these are the same people who, when you notice in your family, they're having the same conversations of not wanting to be seen or presented a certain way by maybe their parents or other siblings or other family members.
Other people
and it's like, but
family.
you're showing up with me the same way you don't want them to show up for you.
Hello.
So I'm the one that notices, so I have to again be the bigger person and break this cycle because y'all continue to thrive in it and don't see the difference.
Continue to thrive.
But now I look crazy for not wanting to function in this.
Now I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy. Ain't no fun when the
I'm the bad guy because I'm choosing to show
yes
up
differently.
And this TikTok, you reposted it, and I reposted it too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all,
that thing ate. Y'all, she ate that.
Y'all, I'm gonna paraphrase the TikTok. But basically, she was saying, she had basically was saying like, if my mama get on, like I'm talking about how me and my mama will get into it in a heartbeat. Now this is personal. Me and my mama will get into it in a heartbeat over nothing, but the majority of the time I don't start it. It's started by something else she has said, and I get triggered. But if I continue to keep going toe to toe with her, first of all, that's not doing me no justice.
Nothing.
Because I'm continuing to put myself in that same space. My body is tense. I'm upset. Like, it's basically,
I'm feeding into the cycle.
I'm feeding
into it.
She basically said you spend so much time trying not to be somebody that you end up being like them.
If you do not transform what you don't like,
it'll be transferred to you. That's what she said. If you don't transform that pain, it will transfer.
It will transfer to you, and you will become the main thing that you do not like, that you did not, what you was working so hard to run from. You ran straight into it.
When I tell you last night, I was scrolling. I said, oh.
Girl, yes, because when I saw that, I said, wait a minute. I had to listen to it twice.
Pages for
I had
you.
to listen to it twice because I was like, yeah, really, very much for me.
But that, and then when I heard it, I was like, I'm definitely gonna have to bring that up tomorrow in the podcast because literally, I feel like I've spent so what am I, 26? So maybe since 21, ever since I graduated college, and I went back home for that little brief period of time because of COVID, and that's when I really realized that I gotta fight this. Like, this can become so comfortable. It's gonna consume me, and I'm not even going to be able to get out of it or recognize who I am. Because my reflection is gonna be somebody that I don't want it to be. So I feel like I've spent the past 5 years trying to fight against being like my mom, but this whole time I've been showing up like her in some spaces, y'all, and it's not fun. It's not fun when you know that you want to be better, but you keep showing up.
It's hard
as less than what your potential is, and you know what you're capable of.
Yes,
like girl, please.
When I tell you, it's hard when you realize that. It is hard because I feel like it's more so of a revelation. It's like, one, I needed to see it because I've had one of them moments, and it's like, whoa, I said I didn't want to be this person, and now woo, and I feel like it's hard because it's like I didn't want to be this person, and now I'm kind of am, but at least I'm catching it where I can change.
Yes.
But I also feel like it's also a revelation of like, okay, well now I really know I got to do a lot more work because I thought I was, and it wasn't right apparently. So now it's like, where do I start from? So it's like a whole bunch of different revelations at one time.
Where
from that one,
from?
Yes. Where do I start? Yes.
Yes, I think for me, that's where I'm at in this year. Like, we're starting fresh with the healing. Like, when I go back to therapy, last time I go to therapy monthly, but I might have to go back to being more frequently because...
Girl, y'all was trying to do monthly, that won't work.
I don't think it's gonna work. We're gonna have to talk about it Wednesday. Cause I'm like, girl, can you fit me back in?
Girl.
Cause this monthly, it be too much stuff happening between that month.
And it's like,
I can't remember.
It be piling up.
It be piling up, and then the hour session don't be long enough no more.
Girl.
Cause I be like, well,
I got more. There's some more.
It's stuff that I want to tap in on, but yeah. This year, when I start back going to therapy, I am going back. When I start therapy for this year, I'm starting a clean slate. I want to start over on my healing because I feel like I was focused on the wrong thing. Like, I feel like my therapist has the tools for me, but I just don't feel like I was talking about the right stuff. I think I was focusing on the wrong part of the story, of the timeline. Like, I think I was more so focused on me.
I know where you're going with this. Because because I just had therapy Tuesday, and I thought it's kind of what we talked about. And we were talking about a certain situation, and like my homework at the end, she was like, I want you to like think about yourself overall and reflect on like how you really want this year to go. She was like, because I don't want you to continue to stay in the cycle of going back and forth. It's time to get, clear on some decisions. And I said, when she said that, I said, yes. I said, I need to start talking about me more in here and not the situations I'm having with people. That's what it is. Yes. And that's why she gave me the homework she gave me, because I need to focus on me and stop focusing on these situations that I'm having with people. Because it is not about the people. I cannot change them. And that's what she's been trying to get through my head for the whole time I've been in here. And I was clicking. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
You're so worried about all these situations
that's happening.
But let's get to the root of the situation.
Yeah, I need to start talking about this is how I am feeling. I am showing up like this in these spaces. I am doing this instead of talking about situational things when it's like situations are always gonna come. What are you gonna do? You have to change inside you to be able to deal with these situations that's always gonna come. They're never gonna stop coming. They're never gonna stop coming, and I feel like that's what
in a situation. Girl, you gonna have a circumstance.
Girl,
I
have
an experience.
Wow.
But
that's it.
That was it. Like, you really put it all into words.
Yes.
That's what I feel like. And not saying that it's been 2 years. I've been in therapy 2 years. This
makes year 2.
Yes.
Last year was first.
It wasn't in vain.
No.
But I don't feel like it was beneficial for where I'm going and what I'm trying to do right now, because
I feel like now we have more of a grasp of exactly what kind of like we're needing. I feel like the first year of therapy for us, because it's crazy, we started literally around the same time. So literally our years are around the same time. So I feel like our first year was literally us like talking about it and getting the tools. Like I feel like it was like getting put into us but not downloading. And maybe this year it's downloading.
It was just
maybe it was like a preparation season. You gotta prep your tools before you
I didn't know
you can have the recipe for the cake, but baby, we can't make the cake till we prep everything we need. So it's like you gotta take time. So I've been saying it for the longest. I know I was in preparation season because I feel like things are making sense now, and it's like, okay.
I feel like things are making sense, and the place that I'm going to be in this year is gonna have to make everything is gonna have to make sense, or it's gonna have to go. Because I don't have time anymore.
I don't have time, and at this point, God don't have time no more.
And He don't have time.
I don't have time
for me and my shenanigans.
Okay, because He need us to do what He need us to do, and He's like, I need y'all to get out the way.
Okay,
I need y'all to get out the way.
Y'all know y'all want this.
Y'all know y'all want this, and it's happening.
So
it's happening because
it's happening, but don't stop doing stuff because I told y'all it's happening because that's what happened last year. That's what
just sat there, relaxing, looking at the view.
Look at them trees.
Taking the scenic view too, not doing too
the
much.
long way around. We took the long way around and still ended up with
girl.
Okay, y'all, we gonna stop going in on ourselves.
But it's okay. I'm glad we laughing about it and we not like, dang. Like we laughing about it because we know it's different.
I feel like our break was the dang. Like I feel like because the break wasn't intentional. Like that, the break wasn't supposed to be that long. It wasn't. It wasn't,
y'all.
And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. For a second, I was like, we gonna come back?
No,
I was like, we can't. But at least let us end the season. We can't end the season with 3 episodes.
Cause I thought that at one point too. I was like, dang. But my thing wasn't if we're gonna come back. I knew we were gonna come back. But my thing was when. Because I'm like, I know I have things going on. I don't even know what she got going on. It's just a lot happening right now.
Honestly,
I'm not adjusting yet. I'm not adjusting.
So when are we gonna?
Yeah, and so I knew it was gonna happen. I just was like, something got to shake, and I was like, we can't just leave it. Like it's not. This wasn't just a passion project.
No.
That's not. And I feel like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I feel like we've kind of been operating in that. Like we know, like we say, this but we've been operating honestly like it's a passion project.
We're waiting for the other shoe to fall. The stuff that we be talking about,
really stepped into full like acceptance ourselves.
That's why he can't step in.
And that's kind of like I was like, dang, we kind of have to be in passion project mode. We have to get out of it.
We have to get out of that mode.
Yes,
like
we have to operate as a business. It's no longer like it's like it's either gonna happen now or it's like how y'all what y'all gonna keep doing just.
Let's go.
Let's go keep paying them. Like, where are we really? Exactly.
Where are we going?
Exactly.
Anyway.
Because I feel like we have a plan, but it's like we
always had the plan. We just be waiting for the platform.
Okay, waiting for the platform, and we executing what we executing. So yes, we are. Oh, but I feel like honestly we had to get through that first because I feel like we could have even got to this realization if we haven't worked on ourselves. So I feel like it's stepping stones for everything. We couldn't have. We said that before. We said that before too on the podcast. We couldn't have been where we're talking about being with how we were before. We wasn't ready. No, we just talked about how we've been doing a podcast for a year, going on 2 years, and I've been in therapy for a year, going on 2 years. So it's like. Yeah.
Where did you expect?
You're not ready. But it's like I do love that we still continue to show up consistently because that at least shows that we are still putting in effort.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like we're just kind of like scratching our heads and everything. No, we be making plans now. We be
making the plans.
We be making the plans.
Sometimes all of them don't get executed. But I will say they will one day.
Yes. And we've been doing good so far this year. We have been doing good.
We got more to come.
Okay.
We working.
We are.
We working, y'all. Okay. That ain't have nothing to do with
nothing.
We had to do an intermission for this episode because it got heavy.
It did get heavy. We went straight into talking about family. We went straight to talk about family.
We had to do an intermission for that. But I do wanna wrap back around to that because I want to say this quote that I saw. It is, people will only meet you as deeply as you met yourself. People can only meet you where you're at. If you're not able to receive it, then they basically just talking to the wall. And I feel like that can change. That will help change my perspective with my family. Not just my parents. This emotional stunt it's
a family thing.
It's family wide. I can talk about my parents, but
it goes deeper than
that's what I'm saying.
It's not.
Yes, it's widespread.
Yes.
It's not just
if you
them two. And me. It's deep. So
and some of the stuff is cultural. So it's like other things go into play with this as well.
It's deeply rooted.
Yes. That's why I said some stuff is very much.
Yes.
Family ties for real. You gotta get
in there. But I think that will help me show up with how I show up with my family. Because I just got reminded of something. I'm gonna put a pin on it. Because I know that they're not capable. I'm not even gonna say they don't want to. They don't want to choose differently, show up differently, be differently. They didn't choose it. And I feel like because I have chosen to do something different, that also changes the way people look and show up with me, because people will expect you to show up as what they remember you as.
Yes. And when you show up as something new or different that they're not used to seeing, it's a risk for them and you.
Yes.
It is a risk for you and them.
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes when they see it, they're seeing it, like, of course, they're not used to some of the things. Like, I have to think about that too. Like, some of the things that I'm doing or talk about, like, my dad don't even, I don't think his mind, like, can't even fathom so forth. And it's like, how can he talk to me about something he don't have nothing about? If I'm this far advanced, there's what more can he really provide rather than us building, or if child, because this can go, I don't know, either building a relationship on what it is now, or not having, I'm being for real, or not having a relationship and accepting, you know, this is the cards I was dealt. That's okay. Still love you and respect you, but we can't go no further.
We can't.
But it's not just, I feel like for me, it is a decision I can make on my own, but at the same time, I need to also give him space to try at least before I cut it off all the way. So that's why I say either or. I'm not, you know, I just, because it's like dealing with somebody that you have to really just accept them for how they're showing up, and you got to just be okay with that. And I'm going to have to just be okay with that, or if I know I can't be, it's time to let it go.
That's basically what, well, the last time I was talking about my parents in therapy, that's what she was telling me, like, you're going to have to choose to either be around them or limit how much time you spend around them and how you show up with them, because ain't nothing changing over there. Like, they've shown you this, you know,
they've shown up who they are consistently.
You've talked, like, and I want to say, I feel like I gave my parents a fair chance of showing up differently plenty of times. I remember when I was 12, I literally set my dad down on the couch and was in tears because I'm trying to tell him, like, you're not a good dad. Like, you paying bills, baby, that's cool, but you don't even come in the room and ask me how my day is every day. Like, nobody's asking me how school was. But you're gonna ask me about some homework. You're gonna ask me about performance things. Things that make you and y'all look good. Like, oh, my child is, they be on the road.
Yes, things that you can brag about.
Yeah, but your child is having a mental breakdown in her room with the door closed, but nobody cares about that. Nobody's, I feel like the attentiveness of it all was neglected. Like, nobody was attentive to my needs after I came out the coochie. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know what happened. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say, when I started talking, I feel like talking and walking and being busy, that's when I feel like it became like, whoa. Like, she a lot. Yeah. This little girl is a lot. Yeah. And for my parents, they already done had children. Like, my brother was in high school when I was born, I think. Both of my brothers was in, well, maybe, I don't know. They was past baby stage. Like, they are independent and able to do what they need to do. So when you got somebody depending on you and you 40-something years old and you basically starting over, it's like, I don't got all the energy that I had with this one. And I feel like it showed. But I would also say, when I talked to my brother about his experience with my mom and my dad, it's kind of the same. So that's why I say, like, for me, I was so angry because it's like, y'all already had the opportunity to fix this. Y'all are grown as hell. Like, why the hell y'all still acting like this? Exactly. And why are y'all instilling it in me? Yeah. And then getting upset with me when I show up the same way that you do. Yes. I can only know what I've been taught and what I see. Especially me, because I was a very observant child. Like,
I'm looking at everything.
Even when I wasn't talking, Them eyes was
always. Yeah, I feel like that angriness. I feel it just comes from that, like, not feeling like they should have, like you should have known better. Cause I would just say for me, like, I feel like I did. I don't know, like sometimes my mom was not a very affectionate, lovey-dovey mom. Like she did check in on me and like and stuff like that, but she was very like she said, like, on the homework, like, baby, bring home a B, like, that's okay, but we can do better. And I feel like even my stepdad, like, he tried to be there emotionally, but I feel like I may have caused that to be a little harder because not that I didn't want it from him, but I'm also like, well, I feel like my dad should be giving this, giving me this, and he ain't, so I don't want it from nobody. And it kind of came, so now it's like, girl, you shutting all your resources off because you're mad at this one person who is out here living his life and not thinking about you at all. And this is from my perspective, that he was not thinking about me at all because, you know, of
where you at?
Thank you, because of how he did not show up. So I'm thinking, okay, so there is somebody else who does love me and care for me like I'm their child, and which is great, but I'm also, it's making me even more mad because the person who should have shown it like that, he don't even care that it's another man here taking his place. He doesn't even care. He doesn't see a problem with that. He feels like, oh, well, she's good anyways, but then you also are upset about said situation. And it just don't make sense. It does. And then I'm getting angry about that because, like, oh, you don't get to be angry about that when you don't show up.
Your feelings don't matter.
And it's like, again, it's like emotionally, I'm not really getting to the root of what it is. It's just angry. Like, girl, no, you're hurt. Your feelings are hurt. You're sad because you feel like your biological parent was but he didn't show up as what you thought a dad was supposed to be. So now it's like, I don't want that. I don't want one because the one I got didn't even want me or feel like that. But you know, that's
no, for real. It felt like
that. It felt like that, and I feel like again, like I feel like in therapy when I had to start out like going through like the feeling wheel and stuff like that because I really didn't know how I was feeling about anything.
Not like that.
Okay, I'm sitting here like I'm not
girl,
trying to
the words.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know, girl.
I don't know, and I don't want to know. But it's like it does like. I never really thought about how much all of that really goes to play into like your emotional trauma. But like emotional trauma sometimes can be worse than, I don't want to say worse for everything, but like certain situations, your emotional trauma might be worse than like actual trauma things happening because it's like you were so disconnected emotionally. Like I don't even know what it feels like to like have a thriving relationship with. Like I used to see that growing up with other my friends, like seeing them in like having a two-parent household. I used to be like, oh my gosh, you have both of your parents.
I used to be.
You have both of your parents, really?
Bria, if you listen to this, girl, I used to envy y'all, like your family dynamic so bad because I'm in a two-parent household. Yeah, but you don't function like y'all. Like your mama, your dad.
Perspective.
They were very like. I used to go over there. Like everything is very copacetic. Like everybody's moving like a family unit. Like the daddy gives a fuck.
And it's like this is what it's supposed to be like. It's like this is supposed to be like.
And that's what it make you feel like. Is this what a normal like? Yes,
because I'll even say when I got to college and met you, I thought that I'm like, well, you have both of your parents and like. Coming from a household, I do have a two-parent household, but it is my mom and my stepdad. My stepdad, he is my dad, but it's still different. So for me, I'm thinking like, girl, that's great. Like, girl, I'm still trying to navigate my relationship with my stepdad. Like, girl, you have that. It must be amazing. And not knowing, what it really is. Like I said, perspective. Not really knowing what it really is like for her. And we still going through kind of similar situations, and her situation is what I thought would be like how it's supposed to be.
Yes, and I think a lot of people think that. I feel like I got that a lot. Like she's okay because she has her parents. Like, I got it a lot growing up. Like a lot of my friends and stuff, like they would say, well, you in a two-parent house. I'm like, yo, daddy at home with it. Girl, that man go to work and come home and eat. He don't talk to me. Like y'all got like y'all trouble. Like and growing up, that used to bother me so much because people used to say that so much, and I'm like,
I can understand that because like you don't even understand.
You don't even know what's really going on.
And then for somebody else, it's like, girl, like I wish my dad would.
Like I wish my dad would do that.
I wish you would want to be involved a little bit, like.
Please, like we are in the house together. Let's do a little bit, like a little engagement would be nice. But yeah, so with that, like how you saying you was giving your mom grace, I started giving my mom grace too. When I first went to therapy, my first therapist asked me, she was like, "Why do you give so much grace to your mom?" And she was like, "But you be ready to throw your daddy under the fire," and I was like,
yes.
I
used to talk bad about my dad.
I don't know, but then. That's when I feel like that was the beginning of the layers being peeled back of
realizing
like
your mama ain't always perfect.
My mama is not perfect,
and she's also human and a woman, and she has also made some choices that
and
maybe I really don't.
Yes,
and it's hard to come up because it's your mama.
That's my mama.
It's like that's my mama.
That's my mommy.
No, she can't do no wrong. Mama can't do no wrong. Mama can.
You know, mama don't like it. Mama don't want to accept it sometimes. But I feel like up until that point, the reason why I didn't know is because I was suppressing it. Like all the things that I feel like have stunted, all the situations that I feel like have stunted my emotional development, I suppressed them really bad. Like really bad until I got like even in college, like what?
I feel like that's why I showed up so angry. People always thought I had an attitude, or they always thought I was angry because that's what I showed.
Yeah. Yes. I would definitely.
That's what I showed.
Until I say junior, senior year, I was getting good, but that freshman, sophomore, I was angry. I was upset. I was, and then of course you're going through your own things on top of you trying to navigate all the things that you've been feeling for years, and now you're by yourself away from these people.
It's oh my gosh,
and you don't even know. Like I don't even know who I am when I'm away from y'all because I'm consuming so much.
And now I'm also living with new people.
Who
I also don't know them. I also am doing my own stuff from home, and they have their own stuff from home. And now I have to learn to live with complete strangers. And see how this goes. On top of dealing with what I also have.
Just dealing.
Yes. Yes, I will say that because I don't know when it changed. I really don't. I really couldn't tell y'all because I feel like I was a little angry and mean in college too. Like I don't know. I don't know.
But it didn't show up.
Yes, because
others like it showed up.
To talk about that, how we would be together. Like people might see us and think like, are they really friends? Because the way
because we used to
we used to talk to each other.
They're cutthroat. Like,
we had no compassion for each other, really.
We could, but girl,
no, it's really no like softness in talking to each other.
It won't no softness.
It was a whole bunch of hard body youngins together and acting like such. So I don't know how we maintain.
Not the gang.
The grace of God.
Not the gang member.
I mean, whoa, it would be like, dang, she could have said that a little bit.
You could have just a little bit. Yeah. And I be catching myself sometimes. Now I be like, okay, wow.
Yeah, me too. Cause I be like, okay, sorry, we're not doing that.
Could have did that better. Okay. Yeah, y'all. That I think we good on that.
Yeah, because this really could go into so much more. I feel like it really will. I feel like it'll be different though, because I feel like I honestly feel like it'll be interesting to really go into like. I have an idea. We'll talk about that later though.
Okay.
So yes, let's just go on in.
Okay. Yeah, y'all. I'm just gonna say I don't have no way to wrap this video up because
I mean I feel like the best way to wrap this up is like for like the same way we're learning, like, you know, maybe our conversations and talking about our experiences is helping other people kind of like realize those things in their own families or things within themselves. And so we really hope that like we're not just airing our people again, like this is not disclaimer, this is not to bash anybody, this is just our experiences that we want to share to help other people. We're trying to grow from them, and other people may be trying to as well, and they may need community like us. That
welcome.
Yes, that is also trying to work through it. So I feel like that's more so what this episode was for. Like we're trying to learn, we're trying to help y'all learn.
We're trying to help y'all.
We're figuring things out as well.
Okay, we all helping each other because this year, like I said, it's just time out.
It's
just time out.
It's just yes.
You gonna have to get serious about what you want.
Flow and grow. Flow and grow.
And do it. Period. Okay. So my affirmation is nice and sweet. It is. I release the weight of my family's dysfunction.
Oh yes.
Release it.
I release it. I am releasing it.
Release it.
I am releasing it. And the expectations that they have or may have. I'm releasing that too.
Release it all.
Don't expect nothing from me.
Okay. Don't expect nothing from me.
Be surprised every time.
Be surprised every time.
Be surprised every time.
Okay. You don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
You don't know what she about to do.
Okay. So mine's also short, sweet, and to the point. Okay. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before.
Oh yes.
Because we are a work in progress.
We are.
Not everyone, but some of us we are. And we ain't, we being for real.
Not everyone.
But we are, I'm saying, so we have to be patient with how we've been showing up. The same way we were talking about, if we don't transform, our pain is going to transfer to us. We have to be patient with the person we're becoming because she don't know no better. She's learning. She is literally trying to be the first person sometimes doing this. She might be the first person. She might be the only person. She might be the only person that is having to do this because the people under her, your cousins and other siblings and other friends and family may need you. And they can't rely on the other people that they were supposed to be able to rely on. And you're going to have to feel that because we're not doing this just for us. We're doing this for others as well.
We're doing this for others, for our future self, for our future family.
Yes.
All day.
We are doing this for the betterment of us and our future selves. Because our future selves will thank us.
Please thank me.
Please.
Baby, I'm working.
Okay.
I've been working. Get my Megan voice. Okay. But anyway, y'all, I hope that y'all definitely got something from this episode. Yes. It's a little heavy, but
yes, definitely. I say drop some sparkles in the comment for this.
Oh yes.
So sparkles because we're changing. We're changing. So we finna add some sparkle and we finna get it together. Cause everything, yes, this was a deep episode and it kind of got, a little heavy. But
it was needed.
Okay, sometimes we need a little sprinkle on life and keep pushing. There we go.
Amen. Okay, we will see y'all in the next one.
Bye.